My grandmother used to say, life is like fresh mountain air that's forced into your shriveled lungs just to keep you alive so they can stab your liver with forks. Some things get lost in translation, huh? But she had a point. Some days just suck, so maybe your computer crashed, or maybe that rash isn't ingrown hair. Whatever the case may be, there are ways to cope. Certain people go for jogs, others turn to yoga. Me, I break things and take it out on my loved ones. What? To each their own? But when it comes to shaking off angry wuss, scoffing definitely takes the prize. That's why we're gonna cook up 3 spicy dishes that'll transfer your pain in a good way. First up, Diavoli Fritte. Translation, fried devils, served with a cooling green onion and dill dip. For our main, Penne Rigate sautéed with spicy Merguez, Rapini, and Pecorino Romano. For dessert, Key Lime Habanero Cheesecake, huh? Panos is gonna vent about Merguez.
Nads, these Merguez posers give me white chest hair, bro.
Hans is gonna yap about habaneros.
It's hot stuff.
Freaking Hans. You know who I am. You know what this is. When you're mad, there's nothing like cooking up a good dinner to get you out of your head. Chopping, tenderizing, mashing. Cooking not only helps you channel your negative energy in a positive way, but you get the added benefit of stuffing your face like a savage. Me? That's what I call therapy. Now, we'll kick things off with Diavoli Fritte, fried devils. This Italian specialty hails from my dad's hometown of Guglionesi Campobasso. Whoop, whoop. Let me explain what they are. I'm gonna take these gorgeous dried chilies and flash fry them with a bit of young garlic and salty anchovy to create a crispy treat, kind of like chips, but for masochists. Let's get cooking. Heat 1 cup of canola oil until it starts to smoke. While that gets going, we'll make our seasoning. Roughly chop 3 cloves of young garlic. How can you tell garlic is young? Well, when you slice it open, it should have no germ, should be very sticky, and between you and me, have a bit of an attitude problem. Oh, one day I'm gonna be stuffed into a prime rib roast. Yeah, and then life happens in the back of a dark pantry only to be groped every once in a while for a quick and dirty stir fry. Oh, it'll learn. Trust me, it'll learn. Now mash about 3 anchovy fillets. Throw this goodness into a large pan. And now we'll place our chilies in a single layer. Okay, here comes the tricky part. And by tricky, I mean really freaking scary. The second the oil starts to smoke, turn off the heat. Then use a metal ladle to carefully pour this scalding hot oil over the chilies as you move them around. Check it. You see how they puff up? Beautiful. Whew. Done. Now, I know this technique is a little bit dangerous, but my family's been doing it like this for generations, and nobody's ever gotten hurt. Well, except maybe my Uncle Pasquale. But with him, it had nothing to do with these peppers. It was one of those rare cases of spontaneous combustion on vacation in Fort Lauderdale and everything. Poor Pasquale. Anyways, these peppers are super spicy, and they got good crunch. So we're gonna pair them up with a creamy dill and green onion dip. Here I got 3 scallions. We're gonna slice them nice and thin. Mince a handful of dill, a handful of fresh Italian flat leaf parsley. Schiaff this goodness in a bowl. And throw in half a cup of sour cream, half a cup of Mediterranean full-fat yogurt, the juice of half a fresh lemon, big pinch of sea salt, brown sugar, and lots of coarsely cracked black pepper. Mix it up. I'll tell you, I love this green onion dip. It's amazing with veggies, chips, and an excellent recipe to have in your back pocket. Well, not literally though, because that would be awkward. Hey, what's that in your back pocket? Oh, a recipe for onion dip. Weird. When we get back, we're gonna scoff these Diavoli Fritti and whip up another Italian specialty, Penne Rigate sautéed with spicy Merguez, Rapini, and Pecorino Romano, so stay hungry. What was that? That was weird, no? What? Welcome back to Furious Foods, because when you're having a craptastic day, there's nothing like a good spicy dish to help you feel better. Now, some people will call this eating your emotions. What else are you supposed to do with emotions? I come from an Italian family, man. If you're happy, lasagna. If you're sad, lasagna. If you're mad, lasagna. If you have to talk, you sucked it up and talked about lasagna. Let's eat. Wow, these crispy chilies, they're sweet yet spicy. Our salty anchovy and our cooling onion dip, trust me, it's a bit of a necessity. Whew. This is such an amazing snack. All right, it's time to move on to our Penne Rigate with spicy Merguez, Rapini, and Pecorino Romano. First things first, get some water boiling. Throw in a nice amount of salt. Onto our Rapini. If you ever want to see real rage, head on down to an Italian grocery store when these are on special and grab the last bunch. I guarantee within seconds, minimum 3 old ladies will attack you. Consider yourself warned. And slice them into bite-sized pieces. We'll blanch these in boiling water for about 30 seconds. Now we're gonna stop the cooking process by putting the rapini in some ice water. And in goes some Penne Rigate, boil until al dente. Let's make our sauce. Heat a pan on medium. Throw in 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, a minced clove of garlic, along with some of our crumbled Diavoli Fritti that we made before. You didn't eat them all, did you? And saute for about 2 minutes until golden. On to the meat of it. Here, I've got some gorgeous merguez. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the meat out of the casing and scaff it in the pan. Just crumble the meat into little bits. Look at that gorgeous color. While I do this, here's Panos to tell us more about merguez.
Thanks, Nads. Merguez is a garlicky red hot sausage, originally from North Africa. But because it's so popular around the world, everybody's got a different way of making it, bro. Some people put anise, harissa paste, and paprika. Others, they use smoky cayenne, cumin, and that tangy sumac spice.
Tangy sumac? Panos, are you trying to steal my unicorn?
Easy, bro. I'm not touching your unicorn. I'm just describing the sausage.
Oh, excuse me then.
You can spice a merguez different ways, but one thing should remain the same, bro. This sausage should be made with lamb or beef. Nothing gets me more mad than a merguez made with pork. Bro, don't get me wrong, me, I love pork. But just because you love pizza, you're gonna have it when you order fries. Although pizza, fries, and merguez, now you're talking. That's how they do it in Europe. It's classy stuff.
Thanks, Panos. Those Europeans do know how to live. But they wear their pants a bit short, no? Anyways, our meat is nice and crispy. We'll throw in our Penne Rigate, Rapini, and mix it up for a couple of minutes until the pasta is coated with the good stuff. When we get back, we're gonna plate this dish and scoff. Welcome back to Furious Foods, the Bitchin' Kitchen episode dedicated to letting out your frustration and letting in some spicy food. But people are too PC these days. When you get mad, scream, cry, attack your freaking voodoo doll. Check it. Tack, right in the liver. There's nothing worse than keeping it in, except maybe emailing it out, in all caps. Don't do it. Let's plate this dish. We'll top this off with some pecorino romano shavings. It's nice to shave your cheese. Makes you feel fancy, huh? Word. Wow, our rapini is still nice and crisp. The spicy merguez just loads it with flavor. Nice and hot with our Diavoli Fritte. This pasta will definitely calm you down when you're angry. Unless you're allergic to gluten. Look, you can't please everybody, huh? But pasta can only do so much. When you're really irritated, you want to bring out the big guns. Cheesecake! And I'm not talking any old cheesecake. We're gonna make Key Lime Habanero Cheesecake. Sounds fancy, huh? Admit it. Now this zesty mix of creamy, tangy, spicy, and sweet soothes and invigorates. Did I just use the word invigorates? Please don't tell anyone. Moving on. We'll start with the crust. Get your hands on about 30 chocolate wafers, scaff them in a resealable bag, and mash them. You want about 2 cups worth. Put them in a bowl, and add a 1/4 cup of melted unsalted butter. And mix. Now we'll mold the crust into the bottom of a springform pan, about 1/4 inch thick. Bring it up the sides about 1/2 inch or so. Bake this crust for 8 to 10 minutes at 375. Now that you've looked at my bun, we'll move on to our cheesecake filling. Here I've got 6 eggs at room temperature. We'll separate them. To our yolks, add the juice of about 6 key limes. If you don't have key limes, use regular limes. We're looking for about 1/4 cup.
Come on, little Jimmy. You can do it.
Man, this is the most awkward 1/4 cup of juice you'll ever get, but it's worth it.
Come on, Jimmy.
Now add 1 tablespoon of lime zest, 1 cup of sugar, and the flesh of 1/2 a habanero pepper. I don't use the seeds. It's way too hot for me. Mince it. These suckers are super spicy, and they have a nice slow burn. But because we're gonna be pairing them up with lots of sweet, creamy dairy, it's all gonna balance out and taste amazing. Trust the Nadsters. Habaneros also have the added benefit of giving you a boost when you're feeling all So here's Hans to tell us more.
Miss G, habaneros are related to Scotch bonnets and are one of the hottest peppers in the world. Their citrusy aroma is...
Oh, habaneros have a citrusy aroma, huh?
No, I was just gonna explain how hot peppers...
Just explaining. Muscle man, I'm not fooled by your magical shine. Seems to me like you trying to dance with my unicorn.
Dude, I'm not trying to dance with your unicorn.
Just an observation.
So, when you eat really hot peppers, like habaneros, your body thinks you're in pain, so it gives you a shot of opiate-like endorphins, making you feel happy and relaxed.
Thanks, Hans. Now whisk this gorgeous mixture of spicy habanero, sweet yolks, and tangy key lime, and add 2 cups of your favorite cream cheese. I love the whipped stuff. 1 cup of mascarpone. And mix for about 10 seconds. You don't want to overmix it. Now the trick to making a cheesecake nice and light is to use meringues. So into our 5 egg whites, add 1 teaspoon of vinegar, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and using a pair of fresh blades, whip into meringues. All right. Tsaketa. Now that's some trusty meringues right there. Okay, so what you want to do is delicately fold your meringues into our cheesecake batter. Let's do it. Look at how light and airy this is. Amazing. Let's put this cake together, huh? We'll pour this batter into our springform pan. Now we want this cheesecake to bake nice and even, so the best way to do this is in a bain-marie. Grab 2 large pieces of foil paper and scaff them in a roasting pan. Put the cake in the middle and bring the foil up to create a nice seal. Pour in some water about halfway up the side of the cake. Now we'll bake this baby in a 350-degree oven for about an hour to an hour and 20 minutes. Every oven is different, huh? When we get back, we're gonna make a zesty key lime coulis, and I'm gonna sing you a song about all the things that tick me off.
You're gonna sing a song?
But yeah, it's a cooking show, no? Hey, Bieselschwitz. Today we're cooking up spicy dishes that pick you up when you're chafed. Me? Lots of things make me seethe. Laugh tracks, Comic Sans, and low-rise jeans. Whenever I'm about to lose my cool, you're always there. This one's for you. Food! When I get hate mail, 'cause I talk with my hands. Call up foie gras and we make plans. Minivan drivers get me crazed. Can always lean on a rib that's braised. Food, food, this one's for you. Food, food, this one's for you. Customer service in Bombay. Dance at curry makes it all okay. Boyfriend talking about sports again. I'd rather chat with fried chicken. Oh, food, food, this one's for you. Food, food, this one's for you. Viagra spam for 10 years straight. Look, if you can't get it up, a souffle's great. Stranger tries to pinch my butt, scoff a truffle and beat him up. Food, food, this one's for you. Food, food, this one's for you. Back to our dessert. Our cheesecake is baking and it smells amazing. We're gonna make a key lime coulis to go with it. So, heat a pan on medium, throw in 1 cup of water, 1 cup of sugar, the juice of 2 key limes, and some candied hibiscus flowers. Now these suckers are amazing. They're sweet, tangy, chewy. We'll plop these in our sauce. I know some of you get enraged when hosts recommend hard-to-find ingredients. Then I suggest you use dried cranberries and get some anger management classes, huh? Nadia. Bring it to a boil, then turn the heat down to medium-low and simmer for 10 minutes. Let's get our cheesecake out of the oven. This cheesecake looks fantastic. Got all the little specks of habanero in there. Now what you want to do is let it cool on your counter completely, so a couple of hours, and then refrigerate it overnight. I know, overnight. What do you want to do? It's not me who invents these things, but I do have a cold one in the fridge. What do you know? Now use a knife to make sure it's unstuck. Nice. Let's plate this dish. Let's get some of our gorgeous hibiscus and key lime coulis on top. Bon appetit. This is so light and fluffy. Wow, our chocolate contrasted with tangy lime. The mascarpone brings it to a whole other level. And those spicy habaneros, you don't feel it right away. They just creep up on you. Creepy. And that marks the end of Furious Foods. When the world serves you a shriveled cherry on this stress Sunday called life, know that a good spicy meal will always clear your head. And if you're still angry, let it out. Being passive-aggressive is for nerds. Actively aggressive, that's what I'm talking about. Me, sometimes I get so enraged, I can't even see straight. And people are like, me, Nads, calm down. And I'm like, no, you calm down. Huh? What? It's not always a moral to the story. Alla prossima!
Thank you, Nadia. Today's spice.
The show's over, bro.
How convenient. How convenient.